My safe word will be whiskey.
Sorry, Rod, what was that?
Whiskey.
Your friend's wasted, Anakin.
Check this out!
Pork chop sandwiches!
Freaking pump! I've been drinking green tea all goddamn day!
Oh! Man, he hit his ass with a porky toe, man. Nice.
God, I go to church every goddamn Sunday! You gonna bring the demons out of me?
No matter what you do, I will be proud of you, even if you receive a liberal arts degree. Baby time. It's baby time. It's wait, I wasn't finished.
All right, give him the stick. Don't give him the stick.
You know my dad?
Oh, G.I. Joe!
What the fuck? This is my hat now. This is totally my hat.
How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with another rundown. I was at Thursday Night Magic and I completely spaced. I was like, oh shit, it's Thursday. I have to do a fucking live stream. So here I am. Oh, already swearing. It is what it is. As far as y'all know, this is apple juice. Bottled apple juice. That's what that is. How's it going, CJ? Welcome. Leia, you made it. I try to be consistent with the time, so here we are at 5 p.m. Eastern Pacific Standard Time, EST, right? Dang, I literally am such a lightweight. I've just started sipping on this shit and I already got a buzz, but it's fine. It's fine. It's probably from the pen as well. But how's it going, everybody? We got 3 people watching right now. I'm sure we'll have some more. Oh shit, what's up, Frankie? Yeah, it's apple juice, 100%. Carbonated apple juice, not carbonated. I don't know what I'm talking about, but we'll start off the stream. So I do have Blanca coming tomorrow. Finally, I ordered Blanca from Amazon and he's finally going to be coming. $10 more than I have him pre-ordered for, but I can't wait that much longer. I need Blanca. I want to do my Blanca video. I want to check that figure out. But there's another figure that I've been seeing everybody get. And it's stupid. It's a dumb looking figure, but it's also cool that it's dumb. Like it's a cool, dumb figure. And so I have Darklon from G.I. Joe Classified. I think he's Destro's cousin. So kissing cousins here. And I'm not opening him on stream because this is going to be my members first. Oh, dang. See how difficult this is? Technology. This will be my members first video next week because as soon as I get that Blanca, I am ripping right into that. My Jada Toys Vega just shipped out today. Cool. You'll have to let me know. Oh, Vega? Shit. I was thinking Sagat. Oh, Vega. That from where? Let me know because that's pretty crazy that Vega's already coming to you, Frankie. I mean, you do live on that side of the country, the not as cool side, East Coast, West Coast. But it is what it is, you know? So yeah, Darklon members first next week. I'm excited. He looks like goofy fun. And yeah, this head sculpt is cool. It reminds me of some Metalocalypse shit. So, you know, I love Metalocalypse. I will probably display him with that head on or, you know, find another. Let me see if I can actually. Nope. It ain't gonna work. But yeah, we got Darklon. What's up, Menjoza? Welcome. So yeah, I was at Thursday Night Magic. That was a lot of fun. You know, the thing about Magic the Gathering is you can play it at home with your partner, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever, and you know what to expect. But you go to like Thursday Night Magic or whatever, and you don't know what to expect. And it's, you know, I know what my decks are, I know what my girlfriend's are, but we had this, so we played with 2 other people, and the one guy that we had actually played with before, this guy is like a Magic Timmy. Like he'll be like, I'm going to look up every single card and what effects it triggers, and I'm going to get them all, and I'm going to put them in one deck, and it's going to be nasty, and everyone's going to hate me. And the last time we played him, which was the first time that we went, he's like, do you mind if I play my fairies deck? And we're like, sure, play your little fairies. It doesn't matter. That deck is freaking stupid. Like, it's not a fun deck to play against. So what did he pull out this time? I forget what the first one was. It wasn't that bad because he lost both games. The other guy that we were playing with, he was pretty good. But he pulled out a Smeagol deck and he was like, I have all 9 ring rates in here and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, bruh. Is this going to be fun? No, it's not going to be fun. It's a land steal deck. So Gollum has this effect called Ring Bearer, and it says obey the ring or something, and that means you get to search someone's deck for a land, and they get to put those cards in their graveyard until you give them a land. And I'm like, this is stupid. And I had just played my Krenko deck, which is like, I know half of y'all don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but it's fine, right? I saw that, Leia. I saw that you watched my 2021 top 10 figure video, and I appreciate that. I do feel like I've come a long way. I feel like my videos have gotten a lot better. So I definitely appreciate that. Apple juice, everybody. If I get up and grab another apple juice, don't get upset. I'll be right back. I haven't had apple juice in a long time. So if I get a little sloppy from the apple juice, y'all also know what's going on. But you know, I had pulled out my Krenko deck the game before, and whatever deck the guy had, he had nullified my Krenko and got rid of it. And Krenko, what you do is if you have goblins on the field, you tap him and use your commander, and he duplicates. So say you have 6 goblins. Once you tap him, you have 12 goblins. Once you tap him again, you have 24 goblins. So it's a mob deck. And I lost. The first game when it was just me and my girlfriend and this new guy that we played with, I won. We'll talk about it later. But then in the next game, he played Krenko, and then the other guy played his Smeagol deck, and his Krenko deck was different than mine. And I kind of want to see what some newer builds of Krenko are so I can make my Krenko, because I didn't get to do anything. All I got to do was get goblins, and I never got to tap my Krenko because I was dead on the next turn when I finally got him out. So that was like, but I won the first game. So I built. So there's a Final Fantasy release of Magic. And I got, the only thing I got from Final Fantasy was the 60 card starter set. So it had a 60 card Sephiroth deck and a 60 card Cloud deck. And I tore both of them apart and I made commander decks. So I made a Sephiroth commander and I made a Cloud commander. The Cloud commander, I kind of underestimated it, but I was playing it against my girlfriend's artifact deck, which is also nasty. And it works pretty well. So you have Cloud, you put him on the battlefield, but when you give him equipment, he becomes invincible. And then a lot of the equipment in my Final Fantasy deck also gives you flying on your turn. So all I had to do was equip Cloud with, that he'd be invincible and he'd be flying. And then I just kind of took off from there. I killed the one guy and I killed my girlfriend, and I was like, I win. And that was the only win I had tonight, because the other 2 games or 3 games, we just got stomped, which is fine. It's fine. That's how Magic goes. But the one guy with the Smeagol deck, there's certain people that you play Magic with them and it's chill, it's cool. But this guy like comes to win. Like he'll be like, yes, I have this and this. And he'll tell you what he's going to like, oh, this deck will do this. Ha ha ha. And it's just like, bruh, it's a game. Let's play the game. Let's all learn something new and we'll all leave happy. And it's not like I was upset about it, but it's just like, I don't want to play with you again because you're playing like it's serious, and it's not. It's Thursday Night Magic. Apparently our LGS is sanctioned now, which is kind of cool. So they get the pre-releases and all that stuff. And he told me on Saturday, they're doing an Edge of Eternity's pre-release. And then once you do that, you get first dibs on Spider-Man, which is a new set coming out. So it's like, yo, maybe I will be doing a pre-release or a whatever promo release. I already saw that. See if I missed anybody. Logic Blaster. Hey, Rowdy Riles. I enjoy your videos very much. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Logic Blaster. I'm glad you enjoy my videos, and I'm doing quite all right. Little buzzied up, but it's all good. And yeah, CJ, it's okay if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm kind of just rambling. I was like, this is the spur of the moment. I forgot I had to live stream video. So we're going to talk about just whatever comes to mind. Like, for instance, I'm not going to do any spoilers. I don't want to spoil. There's my little Magic story. I don't want to spoil anything. How's it going, Stu? Welcome. Happy Thursday, Rowdy and the Rascals. Yes, I'm Rowdy Rascals. We got 10 people watching right now. Smash the like button, y'all. I always forget to ask, but pretty please smash that fucking like button for me. Okay, so I did a review on Superman, so if you've already seen that, you kind of know how I feel about it. And and I gave it a 10 out of 10. Like, I gave this movie a 10 out of 10. Does that mean that the movie's perfect? No. Does that mean that there's no problems with the movie? No, because I can't really think of anything that comes to mind that is really jarring to me, but no movie's perfect unless it's Raiders of the Lost Ark or Empire Strikes Back. Like, those are perfect movies. Superman, though, okay, so I grew up watching the Christopher Reeve Superman movies on VHS. I wasn't a child when they came out, and I didn't get to see them in theaters, but I did watch them as a child. So I don't have the sentimental attachment to Christopher Reeve Superman like a lot of people do. And then I lived through Superman Returns, which was a Brandon Routh Superman movie, and it was a sequel, a pseudo sequel to Superman 2, kind of retconning 3 and 4. So, you know, I didn't have any attachment to that either because it was attached to the originals, which weren't bad. It's just you go back and watch them and the effects don't hold up. And it's like, especially in Superman 2, he pulls the S off of his chest and goes, that's goofy. It's fine. It was the 70s. But also, this new Superman is goofy. But it's goofy in the way that you just shut your brain off and you're like, this is so comic book. And you know, I skipped over the Zack Snyder on accident. I'm getting up to the new one. So the Zack Snyder one, God, what a bummer of a Superman, right? Like, not Henry Cavill's fault. He was perfect, spot on look for Superman. Like, that was a mid-30s, super ripped, big Superman. Loved the look, loved the casting. Same with Ben Affleck Batman. Good casting, given crap material, just going around killing people and stuff. You know, what's up, Kaiju? Welcome. Yeah, Supergirl will be good. I'm excited for it. So like, that was not Superman. Christopher Reeve and Brandon Routh. Well, Brandon Routh was just kind of boring. That whole movie was boring. Like, there was not a single supervillain for him to punch. He stopped a plane, and then he got stabbed by a kryptonite dagger by Lex Luthor. Like, wow, so cool. And then he had the whole kid angle where the kid was super powered and Cyclops was banging his girl. And it's like, this movie is so boring. Like, I would never, by choice, go back and watch Superman Returns. That's just me. And that's nothing against Brandon Routh. Once again, Brandon Routh, great look for Superman. It was cool to see him come back at Crisis of Infinite Earths and portray the older Earth 2 Superman with the gray. And that was really cool. That was good to see that he got some flowers there, because the main problem with the last, when did Superman Returns come out? help me out here. 2008, the same year as Batman Begins. So like, since 2008, which was the first recent Superman movie that we got, they haven't gotten the big blue Boy Scout who smiles and makes sure that literally everyone and everything is safe. 2006. I was close. The suit was great. I liked the suit in Superman Returns, although I didn't like the kind of leathery red on the cape and the boots. That kind of looked a little drab, and that whole movie was drab. Like, it wasn't very colorful. And I agree. If his character was Cyclops, it would have been better. So like, all of those Superman things, like, I had the Superman on the thumbnail, so of course I'm going to talk about this movie. All the Superman movies that we've gotten in recent memory, animated shit withstanding, have not gotten Superman as a character right. We had emo brooding Superman, and we had boring trying to copy Christopher Reeve Superman. It's what they were given. Like, there was parts of the Zack Snyder movies that were cool. Like, Batman saving Superman's mom was great. Probably the only really cool scene in Batman versus Superman, if I'm being honest. Do you bleed? You will. So it was so dumb. But come to Superman 2025, and it starts off, I'm not spoiling anything. This was like one of the trailers, you know, goofy, like comic book. We got Crypto. We got his robots. We got, you know, just, it's literally ripped off of Silver Age, like 1970s, 1980s Superman stuff. You just beam it directly to your head. You know, we've got the whole cast. We got Perry White. We've got Lois Lane. We've got Jimmy Olsen, who didn't get shot in the head 5 minutes into the movie, like in Batman versus Superman. Apple juice. So, you know, the movie was fantastic. There's I really can't think of anything wrong with it. Like, people are saying, oh, it's Superman. Superman. What's up, Wiz or Wise? Wise the truth? How's it going? No, Superman was not mid. I'm not going to say it's perfect because a lot of people didn't go in expecting this comic book stuff, but for me it was, because much like when Wonder Woman came out. So if you've seen Wonder Woman, the first one, second one doesn't exist. The movie sucks. But the first Wonder Woman, I went to theaters and saw it. And from the moment it started, I was crying. And that's kind of how I was with Superman. My girlfriend would look over at me and be like, she's like, why are you crying? I'm like, because it's so right. They did Superman so right. And y'all know I'm a Marvel, obviously. I'm a Marvel person first and foremost. But, you know, I grew up with Superman. To me, the two, like, Nightwing is my favorite DC character, but the standard that you should hold yourself to on both DC and Marvel side is Spider-Man and Superman. Both of these characters are constantly doing the right thing, even when it puts themselves at risk, even when they don't know if it's going to end up okay. They put their life on the line daily to help others because they have the power and the responsibility to do so. And Zack Snyder Superman kind of just brooded around and was like, oh, if I have to, I'm going to, you know, if I have to, I'm going to go and do that thing. But I really think I should just stand above the city. That's boring. That's not Superman. Superman is supposed to be this person that you think you could walk up to and he just give you a hug, not punch you in the face. So what's up, Richard? The first Wonder Woman was fantastic. I was crying the whole movie. Superman compassion? Never. So much like Wonder Woman, I was just tearing up, crying. And then the movie isn't dark, but it gets to points where it's like, is this actually gonna, oh, they did that. And that was shocking because you weren't expecting that in this kind of movie. And it makes you hate Lex Luthor that much more. So as much as I love the character of Superman in this movie, I hated Lex Luthor just as much, which is how it should be. You know, you should see both of these characters as polar opposites. Lex is the greedy, sniveling, envious little bitch, and Superman is the complete opposite. He's idealistic, he's non-moving, he's unwavering, and he's just there for people in general. It doesn't matter if you're American, it doesn't matter if you're from Russia, it doesn't matter if you're from Jaranpur or, you know, wherever. What's up, FD? How's it going? By the way, check out Frank Dumigno and Kaiju Kitty and CJ. She's posting some artwork on my community page, so make sure you go check out her artwork, Titular Heroines, on my community page, and you can also post your own work there. So make sure you do all that stuff. I like to plug other YouTubers, and also Frankie's still, I don't know if he's still here or not, but regardless, he's so close to 250 subscribers, y'all. I guarantee you, one of you is not subscribed. Go over to Frankie's channel and hit subscribe. You won't regret it. Some really fun live streams on Sunday nights. Just make sure that you check him out. But back to Superman is not a character I care for, but I really want to see how cool and terrific it is in the film. Trust me, Stu, I do like Superman. Superman is a great character for me, if done right. And the thing is, like, every Superman movie that we've had, even the Christopher Reeve one, I mean, we had Man of Steel, and it was just, oh, look, it's Zod. And they had that in Superman 2 as well. And it's just like, oh, Kryptonians punching each other. There is something similar to that in this new movie, but there's also other stuff for Superman to punch. And Superman never gets anything to punch. Hell, you never see him punching just regular straight up dudes in suits, like in like suit, you know, augmented armor suits. And you see that in this movie. Now, I'm sure he's pulling those punches because if Superman punches a normal person, their head is going to not only get knocked off their shoulders, it'll probably make their whole body explode. And the other thing about this movie is, so Superman has always been pretty isolated up until the Snyderverse, but this Superman, so like I said, no spoilers, but he's been in operation for 3 years as Superman. That's You can tell he's a young Superman. So there is already some establishment for Superman. There's no setup. There's no baby crashing to Earth, any of that shit, which we don't need. We've seen it all. We do not need origin stories in superhero movies anymore. I don't think that we need that, especially not for Superman. We all know the story. We all know he's an immigrant from outer space. Sorry, woke. No, but that's been the case the whole time. Superman always came down in a spaceship, was always found by Ma and Pa Kent, was always adopted, whether it be through normal means or doctored documents, because clearly there's no birth trail for Superman on Earth because he's from Krypton. So, there's always that angle of the story, and that's there. And I'm not going to say that the movie's not quote unquote woke, but it's not like how people think is like, oh, everything's woke. They made, they're trying to replace Iron Man with a black girl, which is A, not the case. B, why the fuck does it matter? C, I haven't even watched the show and I'm not going to bag on it because guess what? I haven't seen it. But that's setting up Young Avengers. That's not setting up Riri to be the new Iron Man or Iron Woman. That is setting up a completely different story. But there's like every Superman character that you see is represented how they are represented in the comics. And they did do this thing where they changed Perry White's race, but that doesn't matter. He's just and that was a long time ago. I think Lawrence Fishburne played him in one of the movies. I don't know, but Perry White in the comics was always an older white guy. It's fine. It doesn't affect the story. And that's the thing about that kind of stuff. It generally doesn't affect the story to change something about a character's skin color or sexuality, unless it's like the main character, like Superman. Which even in that case, if you wanted to tell an Elseworld story, there is a black Superman from another Earth. So once again, it doesn't really matter. But there was none of that quote unquote woke stuff in the movie. But if you're really smart, and I'm not saying if you need to be really smart to see this, but you can see the parallels between the two countries that are warring in a real world situation right now. They even say and use the same language that the bad guys are using in the real world right now. We know Superman came from outer space. We know all these things. It's not shoved down your throat. So if you go in this movie and you come out and say, oh, that was woke garbage, you didn't actually watch the movie. You had your brain shut off and you were just getting mad about things. And I'm not saying stuff being woke is bad because people don't know what that word means. But if that's at all holding you back from going to see Superman, that's very stupid. Just go watch the movie. And that's the problem with movies nowadays. Nobody wants to form their opinion after they see it. They want to go to the internet and watch all these like toxic fan YouTube channels or Twitter pages and be like, oh, so-and-so Critical Drinker said, I'll name drop that guy. I don't give a shit. Fuck that guy. Critical Drinker said Superman's woke and all this stuff. So I'm not going to go see it, even though it's not even out for 2 weeks. You're a fool. Why can't you go enjoy something and form your own, not even enjoy it, go watch something and form your own opinion? Like, what's up with that? But like I said, no spoilers. We've already almost been going for half the show already. That's kind of crazy. It's got to be the apple juice. Yeah, it's the same with book banning or book burning. Maybe read the freaking thing first. There are elements of Man of Steel that I like, but it had too much of Snyder's dark bleak. I wish I were making Dark Knight Returns because that's the only superhero comic I read in it. See, the thing about Zack Snyder for me is I feel like if he had done a direct adaptation of the Dark Knight Returns or the Dark whatever, that would have actually been good. Because with Zack Snyder's track record, Watchmen, it's a good movie. Like, they changed a couple of things, but it's not to the detriment of the story. It just makes it more grounded, which I guess blaming the giant blue guy with the swinging dong is more realistic than having a giant squid monster come down on the city and all that stuff. So that was the one minor change. The dialogue was all straight from the comic book. The visual tone was all straight from the comic book. 300, same thing. A great adaptation by Zack Snyder. And then you get to Sucker Punch, which is, oof. That's all I'll say about that movie. And then you get to the Snyderverse. And I will admit that the Snyder cut of Justice League is much better than the Joss Whedon theater cut of that movie. But that's not saying much That movie was like a 5.5 and it went from a 5 to like a 6.5. And then it just made it super long and in black and white, and they still killed Jimmy Olsen and all these other, it's just not, it's not a good movie, regardless of who cut it and who added what or whatever. I watched it once. It was okay to sit through and watch the 3-hour Snyder Cut once, but then I was like, I never need to see this again. And then you have the stupid Jared Leto Joker getting more screen time, and it's like, just bury that guy. Stop promoting Jared Leto. Stop casting him in movies. Nobody likes Jared Leto. And then you get to Zack Snyder's most recent movie, which was what, Rebel Moon. Now, the first one was fun, but it was also Star Wars, but like rushed and with less interesting characters, with about an hour of slow-mo and an hour and a half, 45-minute movie. So he had no restraints on there. And then they released the second part and they just completely canceled the rest. They're not doing part 3 or any of that stuff. And it's just kind of done because Zack Snyder doesn't do original stuff well. He's not an idea guy. He's a visual guy. He's a cinematography guy. But even then, if you don't tell him, don't use slow motion so much, he's just going to slow-mo the whole movie. And that's what he does. So that was doomed to fail, in my opinion. And all these weirdos online saying, save the Snyderverse. This new Superman's not going to be anything. You didn't watch the movie. You don't know that. And then the cool thing about Superman is it canonizes, because we knew that there were certain things that were still going to be canon, like Peacemaker, Creature Commandos, and now Superman. And then we've got Supergirl coming up. And it kind of ties this cohesive narrative to the whole DCU as it is, because Suicide Squad is about going into an occupied country and trying to save people and, fix all that. And then, Creature Commandos, same thing. And then Superman, once again, and they're in Creature Commando. You brought up Barovia and Jaranpur, or at least Barovia is one of the countries. So it's all tied together and cohesive. And then you have Peacemaker season 2 coming out. We have Lantern Corps, whatever it's called, or I think it's just called Lanterns. That's coming out beginning of next year. And then next year we also have Supergirl coming out. And they've said that James Gunn is already working on Wonder Woman and Batman. So, and then we hear that Jason Momoa is going to be Lobo, which is way better than casting him as Aquaman. Way better. So, yeah. So basically anyone from this, well, it's funny because in the Suicide Squad, the newest one with Ratcatcher 2 and Peacemaker, and then of course Rick Flag Jr., that's all canonized by Creature Commandos because Frank Grillo plays Rick Flag Sr. and he's in Creature Commandos, he's in Peacemaker, and he's in Superman. So all of that's canon. Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn stays. Love that. Nathan Fillion played Immortal Man or something, like the guy that would just fall apart. So he's already played 2 characters in the DCU, which is really funny, I think. Swamp Thing did get canceled. I wasn't a fan of cinematography in the zombie series he's going to have for Netflix. The fisheye view. Oh yeah, he made that Army of the Dead movie, which was also just so long in the tooth. That movie was it was fun, but it was like, I don't think we needed Zack Snyder making another zombie movie because he did the remake of Dawn of the Dead, which was actually decent, but it was a remake. Go figure. So to summarize that whole block of the show, definitely, if you're on the fence about seeing Superman, go see it. I guarantee you. If you're a Superman fan in any capacity, and I'm not just talking about the movies, comic books, even the New 52 run. Sorry, I'm getting the beer burps from sorry, it's apple juice. It's apple juice YouTube. It's apple juice. Superman is great. It's fun. It's worth seeing in theaters. I don't go see a lot of movies in theaters anymore, but if I did a review on it, I wanted to talk about it. And that review is already up. It removes comment. Yeah, that's Zack Snyder's thing. I mean, Watchmen still had a lot of the context and commentary, and I even like the Watchmen miniseries that HBO did. I know it wasn't tied to the original by canon or anything, but it was still an interesting show in my opinion, and that had a lot of. So the thing about Watchmen is, like, if you don't know, it's set in a future where Nixon didn't resign, I believe. So everything just kind of skewed off from there. And it's all hyper capitalist and everyone's ultra poor except for the rich people, much like today. Because you know how those guys work with economies and all that stuff. We won't get into that. That's for the members only stuff, which, by the way, however, 99 cents, channel members. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, this will be next week's members' first video. It'll be up for 3 days. But I'm getting Blanca tomorrow, so that is the priority. Once I get Blanca, I'm stopping everything, and I'm working on that video, and I'm getting it out for members. So 99 cents, you can become a channel member. I appreciate every single one of my subscribers. I appreciate every single one of my channel members that much more. And I appreciate that YouTube is actually giving me ad pay, so it's pretty good to see, like, I can actually make a little bit of money and buy some figures. Hopefully next week I'll have the Moth-X Hush Superman coming. I found a really good price on Amazon, and it's just sitting on one of my cards. And then when it gets declined, I move it to the other one. So it's like, no, I still want it. You can try to charge me, but you ain't gonna get the money yet. But I do want that Moth-X Hush Superman. I need a Superman figure after seeing that movie, and I don't want all the. Here's another thing we can talk about. Gonna make a video on your full predictions for SDCC. You know. I could and I would, but I am not informed enough, or I don't have the proper. Here, I'll give you a little freebie. So Dave from Displaying Model Behavior said that at San Diego Comic-Con they're probably going to reveal a Marvel Legends Hulk and Spider-Man 2-pack, or they may reveal two 2-packs. This is my opinion. One with Spider-Man and one with Hulk, just to balance out that price. Because if you put the maximum Hulk and the maximum Spider-Man together, Hasbro is going to charge you at least $120. They're not going to charge you $50 a piece. They're going to charge you $60 a piece. And then it's going to be $120. So I would hope and think that if they're going to do a Marvel versus Capcom Hulk and Spider-Man, they either do the Hulk in a separate release like Juggernaut with just one extra head sculpt and not the clapping effects and all that stuff. And I won't get that. I'll pass on that. And I won't get the Spider-Man either because I don't need that. But if you put them in two opposite 2-packs with two other characters, that means people are going to have to double dip for the other characters that they want. So there's a prediction where we're going to see a Marvel vs. Capcom Hulk and Spider-Man. And that's as per Dave from Displaying Model Behavior, who hopefully next month I will be meeting up with at Toytuber Expo on August 17th. 15 people watching. Go ahead and smash the like button for me. Pretty please. I appreciate it. What was I talking about? I have forgotten where I was going, but I was talking about San Diego. And then for Legends in general, I really don't know what they could be cooking. I know we already saw some G.I. Joe stuff revealed. I don't want to bring it up. We'll just talk about it. They released, they showed a render for Sci-Fi, Wetsuit, Scorpion somebody, or what's up, Toy Gains? And also, by the way, Toy Gains is going to be on my channel Saturday at 8 p.m. So make sure y'all tune in for that. I'm going to be picking his brain. I have my questions written out, and I try not to be boring with the questions. I change it up on every interview I have. Y'all know this, and then I just let people talk. So if you want to hang out with me and Toy Gains on Saturday, make sure you tune in at 8 p.m. And yes, Superman has been on my mind since I saw it. It'll be a lot of fun. And I won't go too hard on you for the McFarlane. I really won't. We all enjoy our things, and there are some banger McFarlane figures. There's a couple, but I won't admit that. unless I'm talking to someone and I'm being nice. But I will not admit that to Todd. I will never tell him that he's made a couple of decent figures, in my opinion. And I'm pretty sure, Gaines, you're gonna be at Toy Tuber Expo, right? Oh, I will bring it. Don't worry, I'll bring it. We get like an hour and a half of me just picking brains. You know, we've had D Amazing, we've had Dave displaying model behavior, we've had Ayo Frankie, we've had Smudge, we've got Jersey Maniac coming up, we've got a Punk with Toys coming up. So I'm getting all the big names, getting all the other toy tubers in this cool little circle of friends that we have, and absolutely. So I will probably most likely see you there, because I'm going to have to essentially drive down there 4.5 hours, go to the con, and then drive home is what it's looked like I'm going to be doing. But if I want to meet everybody, that's what I'm going to have to do. So Mainframe is supposedly an Entertainment Earth exclusive. Oh yeah, I was talking about the Joes. So we had Wetsuit, Sci-Fi, Scorpion, and then we had another Cobra guy that was revealed. He's got like another mask, kind of like Dark Claw. He's got like a skeleton mask. I can't wait to open this figure, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to overbook myself. I'm going to do Blanca first when I get him tomorrow. And yeah, when I talk about a good figure by Todd, the main ones that I think about are that Cyborg Superman, because he looks pretty good. The pins don't really matter when it comes to like the robotic parts, because robots have pins and joints. And then the recent Silver Age Superman looks pretty good. Although I'm not going to buy any more McFarlane stuff. That's just my personal boundary for me, is no more McFarlane for me. Yeah, Toy Gains in the house, clipping it and sending it to Todd. Fuck it, send it all to Todd. I don't give a shit. I would literally be like, hey Todd, I'd love to have you on my channel. And then I would fucking turn the heat up and be like, all right, motherfucker, we got some questions for you. You're like, wait, I don't know what's going on here. I thought you were going to let me play call the shots and ask all the questions and answer them the way out. Nope. That's not how it goes on my channel. But, all right. So shifting over to Todd, because regardless of how you feel about the toy line in general, this is pretty heinous what he's doing now. So he has his digital collector's figures. He has those, you get a code and you redeem it and it comes with an actual figure, and you get the actual figure and then you get the digital figure. That's fine. It's still stupid. NFTs are dumb. But now he's selling these combiner Batman, Superman things. They're NFTs. There's like 3 different versions of them for $5. So $5. This is gambling. $5. And 12 people have the chance to win guess what the figure is? Guess. It's Batman. A different colored Batman signed by Todd. There's only 12 winners. Otherwise, you're just stuck with a closet full of NFTs that you don't want. And last I checked, I don't know. It's a state to state thing, but I'm pretty sure gambling is illegal in a lot of states, unless it's like sanctioned by an official company or something like that. So I don't know. I feel like maybe he's going to get in a little bit of trouble for doing that. I don't know if there's like some fine print you got to read or sign if you're a winner or whatever, and be like, you will promise not to sue me for making a gamble with toys. I don't know, but I just thought that was kind of a little goofy. If this is, and he's also got some cool stuff coming out. Like, we finally get that Batgirl. Is it like spoiler or is it Batgirl? Because there's like a mixture of the two. What's up to Lula Lee? How's it going? I did see that new McFarlane Peacemaker, and you know what? Props, because he has 3 swappable helmets. He actually has a gun, and he comes with Eagly. Keep in mind, though, Eagly has no articulation. We got an articulated Eagle from Hasbro 3 years ago with Freedom and Spirit Iron Knife. But if you wanted a Peacemaker figure, I would say sell the old one from Suicide Squad and get this one, because it looks better. If you're collecting McFarlane and you're collecting DCU, that's your second. Well, you could call the other Suicide Squad movies DCU figures, but that's like your 3rd or 4th official DCU figure, and it actually looks decent. I don't really like. Here's another problem that I have right now. So I really love that Superman movie, right? But in my opinion, no one's made a good figure for the movie. The Spin Master are fine, but they're not that articulated. They're essentially kids' toys. They're a little bit smaller than a Legends would be. You know I'm not going to buy a McFarlane. The Fonjoy, it's the same scale as McFarlane, and every single Superman that they've made has the same exact problem. They all come with a crypto, and every single crypto, including the Hot Toys one, has like 0 to like 1 or 2 points of articulation, which is kind of crazy to me. You don't want to make an articulated crypto? That guy was the star of the movie. I know Superman was in it, but we all were like, where's crypto? Bring more crypto out. I know this is a fact because that was me. I was like, I love crypto. And I thought that was going to be kind of silly, but nope. I love crypto. Crypto's great. And I just think that we haven't got a good Superman movie figure. And then the SH Figure Arts revealed theirs and his face is like, ew. Where's the dog? You know what I'm talking about. Where's the dog? But yeah, where's the articulated crypto figure? Why haven't we gotten that yet? That's kind of goofy. So for me, it's like, I'll probably wait until Mofex announces their Superman figure next year. And that'll be the one I get. If I even get a movie for the figure at that point, because I'm sure they'll be like, oh, here's the trailer for Superman 2 now. That's just how it goes. And that's the thing. Like, I've been getting a lot. We'll talk about segue. When it comes to buying toys, I'm being way more selective. It's like a lot of the time when I got stuff, it was FOMO. And I still enjoyed the stuff that I got. But a lot of that stuff I've also gotten rid of at this point. So what's up, Woody? How's it going? We're just talking about a bunch of stuff because apple juice. You know, we just chilling. So I've gotten a lot less. So I am super duper excited to finally get new figures in hand because the last new figure I got was Blowtorch. And that I did last month for Yojo June. So it's been at least 2-3 weeks since I've had a new figure. And I couldn't miss Blowtorch. I was like, he's available. I'm getting him right now. So yeah, Dark Lawn, that's gonna be members first next week. But Blanca, when he comes tomorrow, my Jada Blanca, oof. Y'all already know that guy is like, has a spot reserved on my top 10. I already did my middle of the year top 10 for 2025, and I didn't have Blanca yet, but I already know that when I do it at the end of the year, Blanca's going to be pretty hard to beat at that top spot when it comes to like overall figures. I already know, unless I happen to get my hands on that Psylocke, because that Psylocke from the Thanos 2-pack looks amazing. I really want that Psylocke. So if anyone, if anyone is in Target, because I don't have Target nearby, I don't go to Target. If anyone's in Target next week, because it's supposed to drop July 20th, they are already popping up in stores. If you see a Psylocke and Thanos 2-pack, please buy it for me and hit me up. I will pay you the cost and then some and a little bit more in shipping. Obviously, I'll pay the shipping because I need that. And I'm not going to be able to get it in store. I have notifications set on the website, but I don't trust Target whatsoever. So I think that when I do get her, possibly she may edge out the Maximum Spider-Man on my top 10 Marvel Legends list. But I know Blanca is going to be sitting at the top overall because you've seen Blanca. He's cool. I haven't watched anybody's videos. I don't watch reviews of figures that I'm planning on getting. And then sometimes when I do watch a video, like say for instance, if I watch a D Amazing video, he'll make me want to buy a figure. So I try not to watch a lot of his videos either because I'm like, yo, I need that now. And I don't want that mindset. I don't want the FOMO mindset. I recently got the new Ahsoka version of Anakin, Captain Rex, and the Black Suit, Tobey Spider-Man. How much did you get the Tobey Spider-Man for? Because he is $29.99 on Amazon right now, which is the cheapest I've seen him, which is still too expensive. It's crazy. I already got my Professor Xavier, my old Chuck. So I took the Warlord extra head, the smiling head is on my hover chair, Charles, but I don't have him in the hover chair because in the comic books, he doesn't really use that. I have him in the Logan 2-pack Charles wheelchair. And then on my Fox MCU quote unquote shelf, I have Logan holding Charles like, because you know what happens in Logan. I like the movie Logan, but it's really depressing, and there's a lot of dumb stuff that happens in that movie, like him getting that family killed and getting Charles killed and all that stuff. I sleep with Blanca in hand. See, I know. I cannot wait to get him tomorrow. They said he'll be here in 2 days. I was like, fuck it. I have pre-ordered for 30 on Big Bad Toy Store, but they have not messaged me even once about that processing or coming soon or anything. So I just said, fuck it. I'll pay the $10 extra. It'll have to be $4 for shipping anyway. And the other $3 is a convenience fee. And I'm getting my fucking Blanca because we caught up on the bills and we got all this stuff. And I'm like, yes, Blanca and Darklon. That's what I'm getting. And then hopefully maybe in the next 2 weeks or so, I can get the Moff X Hush Superman. And that'll be another members first video. And I really, really, really want that. But I could not justify dropping 85 on one figure when I could get 2 figures for less than that and still afford to pay up all the bills and get groceries and all that stuff. So it's like, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to be smarter. So A, I can go to ToyTuber Expo, and B, just start saving money again, because who knows what the future holds at this point. It's all very up in the air. Inflation is up to what? Is up 2.7 or something like that. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't want to talk about that stuff though. What else did I have on my mind? What else today? I'm burning through some stuff. You know what? I do want to find those G.I. Joe teases because I don't know what that other guy was. Histank.com. Histank.com, huh? Well, this is all old school stuff. I don't need that. Here we go. SDC 2025. All right, let me share the screen because I really don't know what to expect at SDCC. SDCCC. Okay, so mainframe. Oh, I didn't see this guy, so it's good that I'm doing this because I did not see mainframe. I didn't see him. Entertainment Earth has dropped the digital render reveal for mainframe. That's a very good question, Leia. The only other G.I. Joe figure I'm looking forward to this year is Retro Card Cover Girl because she's pretty and I like the hat head sculpt with the hat and the ponytail. Funny story. I had Amazon try to charge me for 2 of them and I was like, you know what? Every other one of these kinds of figures has gone on clearance or been at Ross. So FOMO's not getting me. Yeah, they're out. Go to Amazon. In fact, I can give you an affiliate link if you want. But what's up, Virgo? How's it going? It's okay. I understand that I just go live, but I'm trying to make sure that I always go live on Thursdays around 5 or 6. But if I go live at 6, then I'm stepping on Maximilian's toes. Max Tucker. Max, y'all know him. Y'all are subscribed, I would hope. Because he starts at 5, but his time at 6. So by the time I'm wrapping up, Max is going. Max does a 2-hour stream, and then Superpower starts. So I am trying to cut my little, and then, after at 9 o'clock, we have a Punk with Toys doing his Thursday with a friend. So I'm trying to carve my little niche on Thursdays because that is my set day for my normal live streams. And then Saturday is interviews, if it works out that way. And then if there's no interview, it is a members only. So I do want to experiment with doing members after show, and I probably wouldn't involve my interview guests because they've got commitments, they've got lives, they got families. But if I do an interview show, like for instance, Toy Games is coming on Saturday, I may do members only for like 30 minutes. We'll see. I do kind of want to get into the mindset. And then when I've started doing this other new thing where if I'm in the toy room and I go live, but I'm recording a video, I don't want the video to be like out there raw, unedited for just anyone. So those are also members only, not members first. Those are members only. So there is extra content. You get members first reviews, members only live streams. You get some members only videos, which I got to work on more. I got to do another bloopers one. I got to record videos to make bloopers though. So you go live on February 30th. Stu, I don't think that February 30th exists. I know that's the joke, but apple juice. I'm probably gonna have like 2 more apple juices after this because this is hitting right. I don't drink. I'm a lightweight. I'm a little buzzy right now. And then you bring in Breaking Benjamin into the picture, and it's gonna be a fun night. And I gotta get up early, so I'll probably just hang out with my girlfriend for a little bit and check in on Max's stream and then pass the fuck out. Dang, we already got 10 minutes left. All right, back to the G.I. Joe. Sorry, I get sidetracked. Mainframe. I did not see this. I didn't see this reveal. I think they revealed this later than the other stuff. But you got 2 head sculpts, a helmet. I don't know what that shit is. Some kinky stuff over there. You get a briefcase. I guess he's like a tech guy. He's like the guy in the chair. Complete pass. I don't need that. I don't need it. Sci-fi, same deal. I feel like he's got the least out of all these guys too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's got the least out of that. It's decent looking, but like for me, G.I. Joe is mostly about the memes, and then secondary, like this guy right here. If they look cool, me once. So Blowtorch is an obvious grab. This guy's an obvious grab because he's got a Claymore sword. Like, that's a no-brainer. And Cobra is always cool too. So like Cobra's cooler than Joe's. The Joe's are like kind of boring compared to Cobra. So if a Cobra guy's got a freaking broadsword, I want that. So of course they got Dark Lawn. And then we have Wetsuit. I don't know if it's because he peed his pants or because he is like a diver. Either way, his name is Wetsuit. So sorry, that's a terrible joke. 2, 3. He also comes with a little light on the accessories, but he's supposed to be geared out and go underwater. How would you do a display like that? Would you have him on a stand like he's swimming, like, ooh, or would you like get an aquarium and put like him and then the Cobra scuba guys and the Joe scuba guys all together? Or do you just like have their gear off and put them on the shelf? Like, I'm genuinely curious if anyone has like a G.I. Joe display with like the scuba divers. How do you display them? Are they on the ledge of your shelf like they're about to dive into the water? All my scubas are on stands. Gotcha. Good to know, K-Mac. I know Woody probably has a dun, 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 dun. Holy diver, you've been gone too long in the midnight sea. Sorry. Anytime I see Holy Diver. Now this guy right here, he comes with a lot. I'm buzzed, y'all. I'm sorry. We get a Scorpion guy. Well, this is a Scorpion guy. And have you noticed how he's in the same color? Oh, ooh. Did y'all see that Mortal Kombat 2 trailer, by the way? Let me know what you think. That was pretty cool. We get some reuse with the weapons here. Mostly new stuff. Figure looks cool. He's definitely colored like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. I know that the figure probably predates Mortal Kombat, the original one, or it came out around, no, Mortal Kombat was the 90s. So yeah, the original figure definitely predates, maybe? I don't know. Okay, this guy's called Grim Viper. That's what his name is. This is a guy, and that's reuse. That head sculpt, we've seen that before, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And that minigun also. Ooh, that's a lot of reuse, because that's the minigun that came with body massage, Roadblock, the Amazon exclusive body massage machine. So that's Snake Eye's knife. That's not a knife. Now that's a knife. So that's a new knife, I believe. And then we got a backpack. Yo, there's a lot of reuse on this guy. The vintage sci-fi was pretty cool compared to the other olive drab green Joes. I get that because he's kind of futuristic. Yes, kaiju. What's up, Roughshot? How's it going? Well, Leia, an hour ago at this point, they dropped the official trailer for Mortal Kombat 2. So after the stream is over, go watch that, and then I guess comment on a video, comment on this, let me know what you comment on this live stream, just to give it by the way, smash like, y'all. But yeah, let me know, everybody, if you haven't seen that trailer, after this is over, it's 2 minutes long. So go, I'll time you. Just kidding. Go watch the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer and then tell me what you think. Because I thought Mortal Kombat, the first one, was fun. I thought it was a good movie to shut your brain off and just enjoy and not be like, oh, but in the lore, no, it's Mortal Kombat. Screw the lore. That's just people fighting and killing each other. It's great. It's bloody. Much bloodier than the original ones, which still are great, but in different ways. And like a so bad it's good kind of way. But I really do think that this Mortal Kombat 2 is going to be good because we're actually getting the tournament. And I actually saw Kano was back. So whoever they killed off in the first movie, they'll probably show up again, which is cool. I would like that because I feel like you got rid of Liu Kang, right? Was that Liu Kang that they killed off? No. Who was the guy that they killed off in the first movie? That was a good guy. Was it Liu Kang? No, it couldn't have been Liu Kang. The guy with the hat, not Raiden either. The other guy with the hat. And then they killed off Kano, and but those guys could be back in Mortal Kombat 2 apparently, which is cool. And then they showed Baraka, and it looks cool. So definitely go tell me what you think of that. And what I think of this Grim Viper is there's too much reuse for it to be worth a damn. So that's just how I feel about that. Kung Lao. Yeah, it was Kung Lao. Thank you. Seabass? What? Seabass? Stu, I'm confused. Or should I say Lou? I'm just kidding. I'm not Talib. I'm not going to mix people up. Oh, man. Oh, this went by very fast. For me not having a plan for this stream, this went by pretty fast. Just popping in to support Rowdy. Gotta eat dinner. Everybody in the chat. Thanks, Woody. I always appreciate the support. And don't worry, I'm wrapping up in about 4 minutes. I am about to drink another beer and kind of just blizz out, fantasize a lot, and wear rainbows. I think the Mortal Kombat animated movies are pretty good. I haven't seen any of them. Hot Guy and Dumb and Dumber played by Roger Clemens, I think. Is that related to Seabass? Stu? I'm very confused. I need to smoke more weed. That's my problem. Really quick before we go, I want to see if there's anything. All right, so I don't really care, but I still think that this is kind of crazy that. Okay, so this is a 1/4 scale figure, right? Oh no, this is a 1/4 scale NECA Predator, right? But the only thing they gave him was the plasma caster that you can take on or off, one swappable hand, and no unmasked head sculpt. No unmasked head sculpt for a Predator. Like, why? It's 1/4. You could have just not given him an extra. And it comes with comes with a spine and a skull. But like, why? I know it's a reissue, but you can't do the new tooling. It's only $150, which is a decent price. And then they also have the Predator. Oh, this is the Jungle Hunter one. So that was the Predator 2. And this is the one from the first movie. And there's no there's no head. Like, come on. We all need some head. NECA, LOL. Sorry. But yeah. And I don't know if they're ever going to make a Naru at this point, because Prey came out like 3 years ago at this point, and we've already seen, spoiler, I won't say what movie it's in, we've already seen Naru in something else, whether it was in passing or not, but like, balls in your, well, as Charlie Kirk would say, the balls are in your hands, NECA. Shout out to Jenna Say What, because that was funny that she clipped Charlie Kirk saying that shit. Yeah, what does Arnold call him? You're one ugly motherfucker. I love the first Predator. Such a good movie. I'll say this every time I talk about Predator, but the best line in that movie is when the dude when they're all fighting with the rebels, and he's like, and then Arnold takes a machete and he goes, whoosh, and he just throws it, and you see the guy go, oh, and he gets impaled on the wall, and Arnold's like, stick around. Does he have any other option? Does he? I don't think so. Get to the chopper. Do it now. On that note, I love Predator. It's a great movie. I need to read the whole Predator versus Spider-Man run when it's finished on Marvel Universe. That'll be really good. But yeah, with all of that being said, thank you so much for showing up. I know it was, but like I said, Thursdays at 5. expect a rundown. I will fucking move hell and high water. Even if we're going to Thursday Night Magic, I will make sure I do my rundown at 5. This Saturday at 8 p.m., Toy Games and Rowdy Riles talking some ish on my channel. So that'll be fun. And then next week, the week after that, is a Punk with Toys. I'm just getting the plugs in. He's going to be on my channel. And then the next day, so 2 p.m. my time, 11 a.m. her time, I'm going to be on Allison Troy, Retro Toy Princess. I said it right, and I'm even a little apple juiced up. I'm going to be on her channel, and I'm going to be coloring Spider-Man shit. I even got the colored pencils today. So I'm prepared. I have my prints. I have my colors. I just got to figure out how I'm going to film me coloring. I may have to grab my phone, put it on another stand, and just sit kind of like sideways and put a tray table here. I'll figure it out. This isn't for y'all to figure out. This is my logistical nightmare. So with all that being said, smash like if you're new here and just watching, subscribe, become a channel member if you want, 99 cents a month. I think it's a pretty good deal. You get to see more of me. We get to be a little more personal in the members only and all that stuff. Giveaway at 4K. We're at 3560 something right now, so slowly turning along. I've had a little slowdown since my break because I haven't had figures, but I do have my Tuesday videos every week. So every Tuesday there's a guaranteed Rowdy Rouse video, even if it's an older figure, if it's me talking about something I've done before. And then, you know, the newer stuff, members first, all that stuff. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, go check out the Mortal Kombat trailer, come back, let me know what you think on the comments section. Keep your head up, stay brave, be kind to your local LGBTQ community. If you're protesting, be safe. I love you. I will see you next time, and bye-bye. Mwah. Now let's see if I can end this stream seamlessly.
Just wait 1 minute. I'm watching this new Rowdy Rundown video and it's really awesome. I don't want to miss it.
It's like this chick that reviews action figures and it's really freaking cool.
Yes, I think they saw some videos and there's some really good contents out there, you know?
She reviews the ponies and stuff because you knows I love ponies.
She doesn't review ponies. It's freaking cool stuff, Toki.
So, Morty, you're gonna have to shove these figures way up your butt.
Ah, jeez, Rick, kind of ruined the resale value.
What the fuck, Morty? Do you think we're fucking scalpers? No, I need these. These are for me, Morty. I want Psylocke and Thanos, Morty.
Ah, jeez, okay, Rick, can you spit on it? Why can't you do it?
Because these figures would fall right out of my ass, Morty. I've done this way too many times. I need you to do this for me, Morty. I need this. I need you to do this, Morty.